Welcome to the world of unsolved horror. Remember that not everything you fear is not real. When the darkness covers and the mist of fear spreads, are you ready to face the scary stories behind every old wall and every dark alley? Let's get started. On the outskirts of a small town, there is an abandoned house that has been abandoned for a long time. This house is famous for stories about ghosts and strange phenomena. Villagers rumored that anyone who dared to enter the house after midnight would never be able to return. One night, a group of curious young men decided to challenge each other to discover the house's secrets. They are Alex, Mia, and Tyler. They brought flashlights and a voice recorder, hoping to record something scary. When they entered the house, the cold and gloomy air enveloped them. They walked through rooms filled with dust and cobwebs and began to hear whispers and pounding footsteps from upstairs. Alex felt a cold hand touch his shoulder, but when he turned around, there was no one there. Arriving in the living room, they find an ancient painting of a woman with sad eyes staring at them. As they move, the eyes in the painting seem to move with them. Tyler, feeling uncomfortable, decided to take a photo of the painting. As soon as he pressed the camera, a shrill scream echoed throughout the house, causing them to panic. They ran to the second floor, where the whispers and footsteps became even clearer. In one room, they saw an old cradle rocking by itself and an old doll with blood-red eyes sitting next to it. Mia, obsessed with the doll, cannot look away. When she touched it, the doll suddenly giggled and the door slammed shut, trapping them inside. In the darkness, they began to see images, shadowy figures, children's screams, and the feeling of cold hands caressing them. Alex, Mia, and Tyler started to panic. They tried to open the door but couldn't. Suddenly, they saw the silhouette of the woman in the painting and the blurred children coming towards them. The whisper became loud, as if it was about a family tragedy, a life full of suffering and an unfair death. That woman's name is Eleanor. She is the wife of a rich and powerful gentleman in town who built that famous abandoned house. Eleanor is known for her charming beauty and sensitive soul. However, her life is not as happy as it seems. Eleanor and her husband had a young daughter, but the child unfortunately died of illness when she was only a few years old. This loss plunged Eleanor into a deep state of sadness and despair. She begins to hear her child's calls in the dark and gradually becomes physically and mentally ill. While Eleanor wallowed in pain, her husband turned his back on her, seeking comfort in other women. Eleanor feels betrayed and lonely, abandoned in a big house with painful memories. One night, in a state of despair and derangement, Eleanor went to the last room of the house, where she had once been happy with her young daughter. In her reverie, she felt her daughter's presence and decided that she would unite with her. Eleanor hanged herself right next to her daughter's old crib. When Alex, Mia, and Tyler confront the shadowy figures of Eleanor and the children in the closed room, they try to find a way out, but every door is locked. The whisper turned into a scream of pain. Mia, in a panic, ran to the window and tried to open it, but the window wouldn't budge. Alex and Tyler tried to break down the door but are unsuccessful. In their despair, they realized that the space around them began to distort. Eleanor's figure gradually became clear with a strange smile. She reveals that they accidentally activated an old curse when they entered the house. This curse keeps them there to make up for the souls Eleanor lost. The house is not only a place for her to hide, but also a trap to attract new souls. Alex, Mia, and Tyler began to feel tired and weak, as if their vitality was being sucked out of them. They gradually become thinner and thinner until they are reduced to skeletons, eventually dying like someone with a long-term illness. The house gradually became quiet as the whispers gradually subsided. When dawn comes, the abandoned house returns to its normal appearance. But Alex, Maya, and Tyler are nowhere to be found. The villagers only found their tape recorder with its horrifying final recordings. The house still stands there, silent in the darkness, and now contains new horrifying secrets. From then on, no one dared enter the house again, and the stories of Alex, Maya, and Tyler's fateful night became local legend, a warning about the abandoned house and Eleanor's restless spirit, along with her new victim. Let's meet again in the next story if you still dare to come back.